Hey everyone, this is Second Sight Tarot, a branch of wellness. I'm here to do the monthly reading for the sign of Libra for the month of May 2021. I've already meditated on the cards, and please remember that this is a general reading, so please take what resonates with you and leave the rest. I'm going to be doing the element spread today, which is current issue, true issue or situation, how we can move through this through intellect and communication, the emotions that you can connect or release from this, and how you can move or flow towards the finding out the true issue and finding your way with it. So I use a mixture of different cards. I love a lot of oracle cards as well as tarot, so I'm going to be mixing them. And I pulled some out already that already fell to get the essence of the reading. After I finish pulling some, I will talk about what came out. Hope you're all well. There we go. So this is, that was fast. Oh, again. Interesting. You have two moons in reverse, so we'll look into that a little bit, see what's going on. Emotions. Ooh, almost. So the overall energy of the reading, just from doing some of the meditations and just cleansing the cards, and all of the cards I use, I actually do cleanse them and put your energy in each one. So it takes a while to kind of ground. So I get a time to really connect with the sign. And I do see like this wanting to connect, not globally, but like really have a deep connection with people again, and just like see the world and kind of just wanting to branch out and like break your routine a little bit. And also just maybe some of you have already gone through this, or this is going to be coming up, or this is a present time of like really dealing with some dark matter, some like more subconscious stuff that's coming up for you, maybe resolving some stuff that's been. And the moon coming in reverse, actually one of them was, I don't always use these in the reverse, but I'll show it to you. There's a lot of intuition, a lot of connection, a lot of emotion, but also maybe releasing fear and letting go of fear a little bit, but also some things coming to the surface, things that were unseen to you before. Well, we're going to, I'm going to clarify a little bit, so we'll get into it more, but just kind of the essence of, releasing things that don't serve you, and releasing negativity. I feel like the routine keeps you protected and keeps you safe because you kind of expect and know what is coming next when you have a routine. And this can be like driving to work, and your routine within your car, or, just like everyday routine stuff, kind of going back and forth, and kind of feeling protected within that. And I think this is asking you to kind of go a little deeper and release some stuff and kind of take a new venture. This is not really what's coming out here, but I just think like that's the essence of what I was feeling when I was meditating on this. You are trying to protect something or nurture something. This could be your family, your home, or just yourself, or how you feel internally feeling at home. I don't know. I'm going to clarify, but I feel like there's like a setting free kind of energy, or breaking the mold, or breaking the cycle of like routine, or wanting to at least, and cracking something open. That's kind of the essence. That could be for some of you, could be one of you, could be for the majority. I don't know until I kind of clarify. But just from what I'm seeing here, it's about letting go things that are holding you back, or just negative thoughts, negative blocks, self-doubt, that kind of stuff. So at the bottom, overcoming limitations. I do think that there is like this cycle of being broken about, keeping in this like small bubble of comfort. And there is kind of, a lot of growth right now within all of these little storms of routine, and like the last year of how things have been, and, lots of lessons learned. The lessons came here, wisdom through mistakes. There's a really big growth period for you. And stillness, this stillness, I think, caused this kind of shift for you, but maybe it's also making you recognize some of the stagnation or routine, or like this everyday like cycle of being the same and kind of wanting to shift that a little bit. Could be wrong for the majority, but I think it might be for somebody, because that's kind of the message that I was getting here. I'm going to pull a couple more and then we're going to start to clarify here. Tradition. I'm going to redo this one. Thank you. We'll do that again. Oh, there you go. Yeah. I'm going to show you these cards after. I'll do one more. Shuffle these in a minute. Okay. One more. Yeah, wow, they're popping out. All right. At the bottom of the deck, boundaries. Some of you maybe might need to, like, you know, maybe not need, but I just think that this boundary card is interesting because it really shows this woman kind of seeing something beautiful. And this could be a couple things, actually. Seeing something for what it is and having it kind of break down some of these barriers and walls that you've put up to let things in that are really good for you, you know, for some of you. For others, this could also mean like seeing things not as they are and people crossing your boundaries, you know, finding the beauty out of like something that is really not good for you to keep it coming towards you instead of protecting yourself. So needing to set boundaries where they're needed, but also having them come down to let in light, to let in love, to let in possibilities. That could be for either one. And having wisdom, like really gaining wisdom here. Some of you may be kind of feeling like you already have the wisdom and you're just needing this extra support of calling out. Or some of you, it's just about like asking for guidance here. And maybe not like having patience with yourself. And this is in reverse. I don't always read these in reverse, but I think that fear is blocking some of the patterns here of really getting to have like a very deep connection with self, you know, and really like having self-love and self-caring. Or maybe that's kind of where you're wanting to be right now. So that's why we're stirring the pot here. Let me see. Hopefully I'm kind of on track here. So in the current situation, you have let go, relax, and release. And this was in the reverse. And I'm keeping it that way just because maybe there's some fear about letting go and going with the flow of things more, you know, or there's just like, I don't know how to let go, you know, like the not understanding of like how to actually let go of things that don't serve you anymore. Negative thinking, self-doubt, people, you know, situations, a stale job, you know, just whatever you're personally needing to let go. It's just asking you to kind of going with the flow. And when going with the flow, you're planting new seeds for the future, because these are all seeds being taken by the wind. And this, by letting go, this allows it to free and kind of plant new seeds. And it's basically releasing things that don't serve you in order for you to, you know, take hold of new things. You can't have new concepts and new ways of coming towards you when your hands are full. So that's kind of what I'm getting. And Solarity, which is also, I feel like this is more about like some deep change going in with your power, your willpower, or like how strong you actually feel, you know, like really gaining strength here. And this was in the reverse. So for me, this might be like not seeing it, or some of you not knowing how to actually shift something, or not believing that you're good enough, or that you're strong enough or powerful enough. And this is saying like you are super powerful. It's just about like shifting some perspectives here in consciousness and realizing like if I just let go of control a little bit, or like let go of the fear that's holding me back, and also the clouding my vision of realizing how powerful I really am. Something big can shift if I just allow that stuff to shift a little bit, which is easier said than done, of course, but just going to clarify on that. Whoa. These don't do that, so I don't even know what to do with this stuff. I'm not going to take these. They didn't flip. Let me see what I got here. I'm not going to keep these because they came out as a bundle. So it is interesting about awareness, being aware, and this is the Four of Pentacles in this position, but this is also about stability and finding stability. And it was in the reversal. So I don't know, I think there's like this awareness of like, you know, the Four of Pentacles can be kind of like, you know, feeling like you're holding on to things, you know, like you're like having security or maybe clinging on too tight, or finding security. This could be finding security in your own self and your own strength. Absolutely. And being aware of this and finally finding like being aware of all the things that you do want to let go of and that do, you know, that. This also could mean like, having awareness of these things and finally bringing them to the forefront, you know, and finally feeling secure about it. I guess I will read these. So the newborn came in, which is growth, which is the Fool. And the Fool is all about having new self-beliefs, a new journey, really believing in it, taking the leap of faith, you know, just going with it. Not letting fear hold you back, kind of going in blindly, childlike, which I love. I just love this depiction of this. It's just, I love this card. And it's kind of, this reminds me also of the Magician. I don't know why I always say that, but it's kind of like this growth period, because it is growth, you know, and the Magician could be like in training. Something is in training. So I think this is more of like, not just like a young child or like this foolish kind of energy. I feel like this is a new journey and really like having this deep self-belief that you can actually stand in your power and accomplish or like conquer anything and really manifest anything, but with the wisdom of all of the things you've learned in the past, not just starting new like foolishly. This is like a you know, a learned trained wisdom that you have going in this blindly. So that's kind of why I love that card. Education, the teacher. I feel like this, even though it's not the Hierophant, is kind of the energy that I'm getting. This is, maybe some of you are going back to school or learning new ways of doing this. Maybe you're like taking a Reiki class or a meditation class and you're like, you know, studying something that will help you have these breakthroughs. But this is also just like changing or shifting or like having somebody's advice kind of influence something that you're shifting here. Or maybe somebody's inspiring you to take the leap of faith, to go in a new direction, to start a new journey. And you're really learning and educating yourself on how to do this. Like really putting in the work, you know. Getting your needs met, cleaning house, you know, and I don't know, I don't know why this is coming up, but kind of like dusting your life, you know, like dusting out your life, cleaning out your life, your house, your tribe, you know, any kind of filtering out of people and things that are just kind of at a different vibration of where you want to go, you know, really looking at that. I don't know why I said that with this because I don't really feel like it, but it came out, so it must be for someone. But just really, I mean, this is the Witch of Wheels, which are the Witch of Pentacles, or the Queen of Pentacles. So it really is about standing in your power here, you know, and being patient with it, being patient with the process, but knowing your worth and really attaining the goal, you know, really going for it. This could be financial. This could be work related, starting a new journey, you know, educating yourself, going back to school, for stability. But I think for a lot of you, this could be about self-growth here and getting your needs met or really learning what your needs are. And then breaking old patterns, or just patterns, which I think is interesting because the feeling that I'm getting here is about shifting patterns here and letting go of things that old ways of thinking and old ways of doing stuff, your routine. It's kind of what I was feeling in the beginning. Because some of these patterns that you've had are kind of burned out and need to be readjusted or relit. there's a candle here on the side. And I just feel like it's kind of like burning out and really just needing to adjust things and kind of bring fire and passion back to some of the things that you're doing in your routine to make it more exciting, more fun, you know? And finances. So this definitely could be, and this is the Father. This is also 7, which is all about experience or gaining experience financially, but also knowing your worth, you know, maybe on an energetic level, just really like this dog is kind of like barking and being very aggressive and just knowing, like really standing there. The Father is also the Emperor, you know, leadership and being really focused, but it's not this in this card. Maybe they're mixed up, but I always think of the Emperor in this card of like standing and being really focused and really standing in the power to like create and manifest the stuff that you want to manifest. And plus it's financial stuff. So, but the 7 is all about experience and gaining or having experience to move forward or to create something. Or this, you know, for a lot of people, this might be a job. There's, I mean, finances, like stepping into something new, educating yourself, you know. But like I said, for the majority, I think this is just about knowing your worth, having stability within all of this, getting your needs met or learning what your needs are, what do you truly want, breaking patterns that don't exist anymore to you and like readjusting those patterns and habits and routines. And I think this is really beautiful. So I'm going to pull a couple of clarity cards here. Oh, they're just popping out for you tonight. So the message came out, failure and illuminate. So a lot of you are probably like, I think that illuminating is relighting this candle, you know, in the patterns, like relighting this burnout and really opening your eyes and really seeing things for what they are and really using your intuition to make this new shift, standing in your power, but intuitively like connecting with yourself here, you know, really seeing things clearly and focused. And there might be a message coming in for someone, or maybe you're receiving new information here. That might lead to something, but, and I'm going to clarify the failure card, but maybe that you felt in the past that you have this like negative tone to succeeding or really accomplishing or like, you know, moving up in rank, and maybe you feel like a failure for some of you. Because I wouldn't say that I see that at all in this reading that you are. I would never say that anyway, but just that energy of like not feeling good enough or not feeling worthy enough or smart enough or educated enough to take something, whether it's a job or like seeing things in a new way, you know, and really feeling confident. And this might be why the self-empowerment has been in the like upside down, like maybe not believing that you're worthy enough to feel this and to attain anything that you want. For some of you, I think that might be the case, not for all of you. Interesting. One more for current situation and then we'll move on. Blossom. I do think that there's a lot going on here. I think that you're sorting this kind of stuff out and really kind of getting a feel for where you're at right now if you haven't moved forward already. But I do think there's this blossoming happening here, and this like new spark, a new way, and like new plant. Blossoming to me is letting go. Some of you maybe have let go already of this fear of things, you know, not and just releasing things, you know, and just going with the flow more. And maybe that is blossoming new ideas, new concept, new patterns, new growth, new awareness, because you're starting not to be stagnant in that energy anymore, in that negative space. And it may not be just because you're negative or being negative, it's just not in the right element of where you need to be to shift forward and like really blossom to who you want to be, like the outcome, you know. So I think that's interesting. So we're going to go into, before we move on, I always do this, but I think there's something to knowing what the current situation is and then talking about the essence of what the reading is about. So the Chariot came up, and 7s again is about experience or gaining experience here to navigate your journey or this action that you're about to take in a more intuitive, connective, wholehearted energy to really move forward in a very graceful, fluid way, you know. And she's on a snail here, which is interesting because this is all about like not fast moving action, more like baby steps or like slow and steady won the race kind of energy, because a snail can only go so fast. But there's this momentum happening here where you're starting to like go along with the flow in a comfort zone, you know, like you're not going to move too fast for things to happen too quickly, like the Chariot sometimes charges in. But this is just saying like really observe everything, know your surroundings, know your intuition, your intent, and moving at a speed that is comfortable for you, but still moving in a direction that is unfamiliar territory, and allowing space for full growth to happen and the unknown to happen, and being okay with that. And that's why I think the moon came out twice for you. Speaking of the moon, you have the moon in reverse here. And this could be you releasing some, let me put it face up so you can see. This could be releasing some new thing, you know, some fears, and being somewhat comfortable with the unknown, or what you're about to embark on. You know, that's absolutely can be. You're getting rid of this disillusion of things. You're using your intuition. You know, you're really starting to dream. This could be your dreams too, like things coming to the surface, like the truth coming up, you know, the truth coming in for you, and you're seeing things the way you're supposed to see them, or in your truest form, you know. But I think that the message here is like the only thing to fear is fear itself. And I think that's kind of coming to an end here. I think you are starting to see letting go more, and realizing that fear and negative talk and negative thinking and blockage, that kind of stale energy, stagnant energy, or dark matter, you know, as we said in the beginning, was really holding you back, and you are not a failure, and to not feel that way, and to really go with this all eyes wide open, and like using your intuition to really guide you into this beautiful new way of processing things and functioning, and like a new path, a new routine, and some shaking it up a little bit, and really going with something new and exciting, taking a leap of faith or a risk that feels safe because you're going at a pace that's comfortable, but you really are shifting stuff, and slow and steady won the race always. So anyway, so going into how you can move through intellect and communication, the moon card came out again, and it said subconscious mind, feminine energy, and intuition. But this one is not in the reverse. So like I said all before, like there's this disillusion. So this is about the way you articulate things, you know, the way you communicate to yourself, to others, to the universe, to whomever. And this is inviting you to maybe look at the fears instead of just saying like, I'm not going to be fearful anymore. What was holding you back before? Like at least connecting with that. And then releasing it and communicating it outward, like writing it down in a journal, like talking to your tribe, like maybe seeing a therapist, you know, maybe you are seeing a therapist to resolve some of this old energy, this stale energy, this darker matter that you've been holding back. Because I do think there's like something that has not been spoken about, that is now being spoken about. And it could be to yourself, to your inner self, to the universe, to someone specifically, or it could just be like, you know what, I'm speaking my truth, I'm speaking my voice now, and I'm not gonna, you know, sometimes that comes in a very like over excessive way, because we have to find a rhythm or a flow, you know, not just from my experience of me like doing something that I really needed to do for so long, and it comes out in bursts. But you'll find a rhythm, if you haven't already, about like, okay, this is what I should do and how I shouldn't do it. But and really finding protection with all of this stuff that you're releasing, these fears and these, you know, connecting with your intuition, and this disillusions of things, and things coming up to the surface and seeing them for what they are now, and feeling protection in that, you know. Using your voice is a form of protection, because you have the control to articulate this and to communicate this in any way that you want, you know. But realizing like you don't have to protect yourself alone, you know. Like I just feel like this bird is holding you up. Like this is your inner wisdom holding you up, and eventually that's going to get, you know, tiring to do it alone. You can't stay in flight with this much weight. So for some reason, like I'm seeing this, and maybe just invite some people that are feeling like you can do this alone, like maybe working with someone or somebody asking for help, you know, because there is this freedom in knowing you can take care of yourself and protect yourself and not needing somebody to fall back on. There is a freedom in that. And I think that you kind of are starting to release guilt and shame and, like, you know, self-doubt and fear. And now you're feeling like, wow, I got this. Like I do feel protected. I don't need to like hide behind something anymore. I don't need to, I can speak my truth and let go of fear and see things as they are, you know, but just be careful not to, you know, when you start to feel like a burnout, for some of you, not for all of you, this is specifically for someone, making sure you don't have to do it alone if you, not to burn out, you know. So so that's the kind of energy that I'm feeling with that, and I'm going to pull some cards on that. The moon and protection, please. Yeah, perspectives and skills in the reverse. So this could be a job for some people, or you're learning something new. I do see a new way, or this could just be new skills of how to communicate for some of you. Like you're finding new ways and like really tapping into your intuition and your gut and the way you really feel inside about how to express yourself on at like your truth, you know. This can absolutely be the case. Sorry, plane flying by here. So, and then perspective, like really having a perspective on things, seeing things as they are. Not that, you know, like not just your perspective, but as a whole. So, I just realized that I didn't put my mic on, and that might be a problem for sound. So let me come and do that so you don't have to hear every weird thing. Hopefully. But I apologize for that. Probably wouldn't have heard the plane. Okay, so let me dive in deep. Perspective, seeing perspective. The moon has a lot to do with perspective, I think. Intuition and perseverance. So this is about really connecting with your inner self and your inner truths. And, you know, perseverance is like moving through this and kind of asking you, like, don't give up. You're like so close. Hold your vision here because you're onto a breakthrough, you know. You're working hard and you're moving upstream and you're really busting your ass to like do this stuff and staying strong and like see it through. This is kind of what I'm getting. Just making sure you check in with perspective and seeing things as they are as a whole from all perspectives. And you're really tapping into your intuition here. You know, that's why the moon came up. I think it is a like deep intuition here, insight for you. But stay in the game because I think that is kind of really leading you to where you need to be. Let me use these. One more here and then I'll move on. Direction. So this is spiritual guiding, community. Okay, so I definitely think that like the connection that I was talking about in the beginning, I think that this you're on the right direction. You're in the right direction. You're headed to the right direction. Like this is definitely where you're going and where you're supposed to be here. And I feel like you're finally taking action, like the dreamer. You know, this could mean two things. This could be like you've dreamt of really like wanting to shift and move things, or a new job if this is the job for you. You've dreamt about this for a really long time and now you're bringing it to fruition and you're finding direction within that. But this also could be like, you know, kind of in dream state, like daydreaming for some of you, and not taking action in the past and starting to realize like I have been stagnant and I need to take action now, you know? Like I've been too much of a, like thinking and just saying it instead of actually taking action and doing it. I don't know why I said that, but yeah, it's really good. I'm going to do one more for communication and intellect. Perseverance again. I love when they pair up. I think you're really onto something here and really staying strong in this and busting your ass to move through this. I think this is really great. I think you should keep going with what you're doing here in the way you're communicating, or like this path of communicating and intellectually processing things in this new way. You're onto something, and it's definitely exactly where you're supposed to be, just from what the cards are saying here. Just keep holding your vision there. It's whatever you're doing is working. Oh, I also wanted to tell you, with the White Witch Tarot, when I pulled this card out for the overall energy of the reading, the Chariot is on the bottom as well. So, I think that there's definitely something, you're onto something here and you're moving forward. And this is definitely coming from a inspired and really deep place in the soul, where it's like soul driven, intuitive driven, really connecting to your higher self of where you really want to go here. You're kind of using your inner power to guide this journey and this action. When I saw this, I'm so sorry I forgot to bring that up, but I really do think that between these two chariots, there's no way you're staying stagnant in where you are. I think you're definitely shifting and definitely moving into something new here. And you're doing it in a very articulated way, that works for you. And it's almost like this elegance with it, what I'm getting from it. It's not just like, I'm going to take action and run. Like, this is really planned out, thought out, really like working according to plan. But don't have, make sure that you don't have expectations too, because things shift along the way, and appreciate the journey and not just the destination. I just wanted to put that out there. But and I think a lot of you, so in the communication, the emotions that you can release from this or connect with, it's nourish your creative energy. It's create. I just love, I feel like this is like energy work. I do, Reiki, and I teach Reiki, and this is about creating space or creating new ways of looking at the emotional stability and the emotional, like all of the stuff that came up for you as a kid, and like the way you process things and how you take in emotion when somebody says something to you, like information coming in, and how you perceive things, and then pleasure came out, is releasing and really kind of encompassing this new energy. I think it's going to be really releasing and really healing for you. I think this pleasure is all about like setting yourself free from some of these traumatic experiences that you've seen, and like you're seeing it in a new light now. All of these past, I keep going into the past with this, and I'm going to clarify, but I mean, it is past, right? I mean, this is how we were taught to process emotions, but I think you're finding creative new ways of really getting away, like really cleaning out the environment of the mind and your emotions, and how you see things and how you perceive things and how you take things on. This is the collector, is like, this is coming to a completion. Something came to an end. It's a 10. And this is all about reaching this goal of like something moving on, something else beginning, something ending and something else beginning, and cleaning house, cleaning still emotions, cleaning still habits, cleaning, like releasing people and things that are just like the old you, and not going with the vibration of where you are headed. Sometimes the energy of something is lingering, even though it's been like long gone, reserved. It's trapped in the body. So that's kind of what I feel with that. Like it's going somewhere new. So I'm going to clarify here. Please for Libra emotions. Breathe. Really connect with yourself, I think, like being present and really connecting with what you want, like the name. Oh, that's interesting. Really connecting with yourself, maybe meditating on some things, moving in the way that the chariot is moving with the snail, like slow and steady to release some of this stuff, and just slowing it down and really seeing things clearly and really processing things and really look at situations that are coming up and analyze them and learning from them, not just kind of having a thought and then moving on. And not being bound by some of the, the environment that has been there for so long, not being bound with some of these attachments that we have to these emotions that are coming up. Really allowing yourself not to be feeling tied down anymore and moving through something to have a new space. You need to clean up some space, not you, but like in general, like in order to manifest something new, we have to kind of make space in our being to hold that new information. And I do think this is a very good time for you, luck-wise. This is like pleasure and releasing stuff. I think this is good fortune for you. I think this is moving in a good way, in a positive way. And the divine, which is the High Priestess. And this is all about your intuition. You're really connecting with your intuition here. I love her. She's all about like holding space for herself. Sometimes she could be a little cold, but I guess you have to be when you're on this healing journey, It could be the opposite end, like holding back from your intuition, not allowing your intuition to really move forward. I don't think that's you, though. I really do think for some of you, it could be that's why it came out, maybe. I don't know why that came out, but just holding space for yourself and just nurturing yourself, going within and really nurturing and nourishing yourself too is a big one. Like information coming in, news and negative thoughts and all these things, I think keep us suppressed in a lot of ways and not allowing those things to kind of take over this process that you're going through right now in cleaning house. So really nice energy. I think it is a lot of work. I do think that this is not the easiest task, but I think you're definitely on this journey and it's definitely in your favor. I think you should definitely run with it, but trying to have fun and enjoy the process of the learning journey as well. Like not just the destination, like I was saying before. Love this. And then how you can flow through this to see the truth of the matter is taking caution and keeping your guard up. And to me, I'm going to clarify on this. I think this is more for you because you have the focused card here and there's lots of change going on for you right now. Really staying focused on this, like checking in with yourself. And I think the caution here is allowing your mind to go back to fear, to going back to negative blocks and to negative thinking and negative doubt or self-doubt, and really keeping your eye on the prize and staying focused on really what you want to achieve. So it's not caution like be careful, something's going to happen. This is more like watch your own self, watch your own mind kind of seeping in and bringing in those fears that you're now releasing. Don't let them come back because of outside information or like, just old habits and old way, your body's so used to a certain way. It's like it keeps wanting to go back to the old way. And it's just asking you to stay focused and really, really, really stay determined to shifting some of those addictions within the mind of these old patterns that you need to release or should release or want to release. You don't need to do anything. You have choice to do all of this or not to do it, but it's inviting you to if you're willing to see this. And really big, yet wildness to me is all about really asking for what you want and using your intuition, having your gut, your instinct, and speaking your voice and speaking your truth. And really maybe yelling at yourself when you start to have negative doubt and self-doubt and negative talk. Like just being like, no, I'm not doing this. That's what I do. Sometimes I'm just like, no. And I like shut it off and take control of my mind because it can be the worst neighborhood ever. Let me clarify. That one stuck. So rise, this is coming out of muck and really like this dark matter and really seeing things clearly, seeing the sun again, coming up for sunshine, coming up for air and realizing like, oh my goodness, I'm so glad I'm out of that dark space. And reminding yourself of that when you do start to have this negative blah, blah, blah coming in. The Death card. And the moon again at the bottom of the deck. And duality, seeing things, you know, like balancing out things, you know, yin and yang, or like black and white, light and dark, like really seeing things in a balanced way. The moon came out again. You have 3 moons. So there is this reminder of really connecting with intuition here and not allowing fears to really take over here. Keep them in check with this. And it came out in this with the caution card. So, but the death card came, and that's all about transformation, you know, new beginnings. With every death, there's a rebirth, transformation, transitioning into something new. There's an end, you know, a transmutation. And this powerful awareness that comes from this. And don't allow yourself to the refusal to change something. You know, this on the opposite of this transformation, it could be allowing fear to seep back in and then not allowing this change to happen. So that's, I think, what the caution is here. You're going through this transformation, but don't allow your fears to kind of reverse this change, you know? I think that's good. And the star, which is all about new paths, new beginnings, having a goal, having a new goal in mind, you know, really sticking with it. Having this healing time, a peace, having hope. You know, these are all really good energies here. But this is all about long-term planning too, like really using this to like shift the future for yourself, you know, and where you want to go. Really beautiful stuff. I love this. I'm going to do some self-care and then send you on your way. Self-care for Libra, May 2021, please. Ooh, make a meal. Spend time with friends. Rest. This is a lot of work. And you're going slow and steady, but it's still a lot of work. Especially trying to change, you know, break habits of the mind. So make sure you're getting adequate sleep. Spend time with your tribe. Take a walk. Go into nature. Make a healthy meal. These are all the cards here. Take a nice walk. Spend time with some friends. Rest. Go do some tarot cards with your friends. I love this card. I'll pull one more just because I feel like it. Sing. And intimacy is a big one. And making sure you connect with, you know, not if you have obstacles within that. Just because it's a 4-4, that's an 8. I don't know. Significant other, and work with the root chakra and the solar plexus. Yeah, that could be connecting. And a gratitude list, which is a big, huge one. Writing down things you're grateful for. And things you want to release too. You know, you can do that too. So Libra, I hope that this resonated. I know it was like, you know, some heavy stuff a little bit, but I hope that it resonated with you. And if you like how I'm reading, and if you like this channel, if you can like and subscribe, I would really appreciate it. I just want to stay relevant. I really think this is a lot of fun, and I really enjoy doing this. It means a lot to me. So please like and subscribe to the channel if you're interested. And have a really great, awesome, slow and steady May. I hope that you do some really amazing shifting and stay, have this perseverance and really stay on the game, on course here. And don't allow fear to take over the mind. It's really important for you. I will see you next month for June's reading. Take care of yourself.